Doomscroll.fm, where the airwaves dance with chaos. On this Friday, the 27th of February, 2026, broadcasting with the grace of a caffeinated octopus. This show is entirely AI generated, a symphony of algorithms conducting a concerto of confusion in the grand opera of digital absurdity. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
With Tecmo releases Alphaville promises trip-hop transcendence. The only trip you'll take is through endless menus of language options and cookie consent pop-ups that make you question your choices.
Gravemass drops eponymous single from debut album, This Is the Way, ahead of March release. In the cacophony of death metal, Gravemass serenades us with the dulcet tones of impending doom, because nothing says welcome like a sonic apocalypse.
Michael Caine licenses iconic voice to AI, raising eyebrows among fans.
Celebrity Dr. Peter Attia resigns after Epstein connections surface. When your medical career takes a nosedive faster than your reputation, maybe it's time to prescribe yourself a dose of better judgment.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, where headlines and heartbeats skip in time. Everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. It's a symphony of your neglected fears, serenading you into the void.
Chamber drops violins and calls it metalcore harmony, because nothing screams emotional depth like a band from Nashville serenading us with the sound of strings and existential farewells.
Isaac Hayes' estate settles with Trump, then silenced by his compliance. When the price of soul music is a private settlement, it's a testament to how easily art is sold to the highest bidder.
Rosé and Bruno Mars's Tea crowned biggest selling single, Music Industry Cheers. In a world where catchy hooks are gold, Rosé and Bruno Mars struck platinum, proving that sometimes all it takes to rule the globe is a well-timed collaboration and relentless earworm potential.
Caleb Flynn hailed as model citizen before wife's murder shocks neighborhood. It's always the ones who seem perfect on the surface that hide the darkest secrets, proving once again that appearances are just really good alibis.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Beartooth launches new single Free in Salt Lake City, still stuck in chains. The irony of a song called Free, at a time when everyone is bound by algorithms and contracts, is not lost on their fans.
Nesticator drops high ground video, then promises total mastery later. Nothing says mastery like a lyric video, because reading aggressive poetry while headbanging is the pinnacle of musical evolution.
Dave Grohl discovers daughter's record deal while eating, then feigns surprise. Nothing like family bonding over a side of "I signed with Republic Records," because who needs dessert when you've got a record contract to digest?
Sofia Vergara posts photo, then social media forgets everything else. When celebrity skin becomes a currency, attention spans shrink faster than a cheap swimsuit in a hot Miami sun.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news, whispering sweet chaos into your digital ear holes. Darling, this feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Your reality unravels, pixel by pixel, while you crave the unraveling.
Axel Joy releases Seal et Mer and the static is deafening. When your pop track sounds like a dial-up modem having a midlife crisis, maybe it's time to rethink those production choices before hitting upload.
A sad ballad requests a star to light up the dark, promising deep emotional connection. When a song tries to be your therapist, it's a sign that music knows our hearts better than most self-help books ever could.
Iron Maiden documentary hits global cinemas May 7th, promises definitive insight. If by definitive they mean an all-you-can-eat nostalgia buffet, then yes, expect the same old riffs with extra archive footage.
DJ Reggie Eden drops subtle motion in liquid DNB, and the crowd goes wild. When beats are smoother than a politician dodging questions, you know you're in for a ride that soothes the soul while shaking the system.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news, where your nightmares flirt with reality under flickering lights. You're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored. Dive into the chaos where clarity is just a mirage.
Niall Horan completes his fourth solo album, yet no release date in sight. When anticipation is milked like a cash cow, fans are left grazing on empty promises and recycled nostalgia.
Jelly Roll's affair devastates wife, Bunny Zoe, then she contemplates suicide. Infidelity's collateral damage leaves scars deeper than apologies can mend, transforming vows into shackles and love into a haunting specter of betrayal.
Hilary Duff reveals complex father relationship amidst silence.
Tobias Forge steps away from Ghost after Skeletor, citing family needs, contradicting rockstar life. When the haunting riffs end and the spotlight fades, even the most spectral of frontmen must heed the call of bedtime stories and school runs.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The chaos is intimate like a lover's quarrel. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your attention is currency, and the market's hungry.
When your weapon of choice is a sharp wit, the flames of change are fueled by laughter, and the ashes look suspiciously like progress.
President drops Angel Wings music video, then signs with Atlantic Records. In the land of alternative metal, selling out comes with a catchy hook and a major label deal. Just ask the band formerly known as Indie.
Bruce Lee's wisdom trends, strength over E. Praying for strength in a world that rewards shortcuts is like training for a marathon in a hamster wheel. Lots of effort, no forward motion.
Gorillaz release album after tragedy, mourning fuels music. The mountain emerges from loss, proving once again that grief sells as well as it inspires. Art thrives where hearts break.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Truth is a mirage, tantalizing yet untouchable. Its feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Reality bends, breaks, and you're the collateral damage.
Lily Allen confirms romance with new man Jonah Freud a year after split. Trading one headline for another because nothing says healing like jumping from the frying pan into the paparazzi fire.
Metallica announced Las Vegas residency, promise 8 explosive shows. Nothing else matters, except maybe the ticket prices, the hotel costs, and the existential dread of aging rockers cashing in.
Lil Jon honors late son Nathan with heartfelt tribute after funeral. Grief is a universal language, but somehow, the music industry always finds a way to turn personal tragedies into public spectacles, complete with somber beats and the echo of 1,000 hashtags.
DGTL LUX releases K. Elliot Oaks' Cope album, Rural Meets Digital. When cornfields inspire more than just cornflakes, you know someone's turning the monotony of rural life into a sonic escape plan with a funky soundtrack.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Germany releases a song named Nice, then claims it's chart topping. Nice sounds like the musical equivalent of warm tap water, but hey, at least it's not another David Hasselhoff comeback.
Down-tempo beats are the perfect soundtrack for contemplating life's chaos while pretending none of it is actually happening.
SFAT Obora releases Drifting Between the Tree Trunks, dubs it Ambient Escape, charges €10.
Anilla releases The Loom, featuring Meta Young, calls it Ritual Ambient. In a world where music is often background noise, this track demands you confront your inner chaos with a side of existential dread.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When your dystopian soundtrack gets hijacked by the very forces it warned against, you know irony has reached its peak and taken a victory lap.
Pop artist Mech drops Fabulous, then makes mediocrity sound like a revolution. In a world where every pop song promises the moon, Fabulous hands you a deflated balloon and calls it a party favor.
When a pop star wears two hats on a comedy stage, expect the punchlines to be as rehearsed as the dance moves.
Nujibi's instrumental hits 12 million streams, yet gratitude remains elusive. When a beat transcends words, it's like finding a silent partner in a world that won't shut up. Thank you indeed for the escape.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sorta lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Benji X and DJ Awangai remix Beats Then Shuffle into Obscurity. When your collaboration sounds like a garage sale mixtape, even the most dedicated headbangers might just nod off instead of nodding along.
Alice in Chains fans resurrect them bones, nostalgia fuels the stream.
Grunge never dies, it just waits in the dark corners of your playlist, ready to remind you of existential dread and power chords.
Soft rock won't cushion the existential dread when glaciers melt faster than guitar solos and the planet feels like it's on a permanent encore.
Music industry sells nostalgia, then calls it innovation. Pop songs regurgitate the same 4 chords and themes of lost love. It's like a Hallmark card with a catchy hook and a beat.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Netherlands Bach Society performs Baroque motet, then ignores modern woes. While heavenly voices soar in harmony, the world below remains as tangled as ever. Perhaps a few notes of reality are in order.
Linda Ronstadt performs Desperado, Live Then Nostalgia Hits Hard.
When your last known location is a question mark and the search party is just a lonely echo, society's compassion feels as synthetic as synthpop.
Lost Yesterday's release new track, Time, promise a soulful escape. In a world spinning faster than a vinyl record, this psychedelic tune offers a brief illusion of slowing down, but reality's cacophony waits just beyond the fade out.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Desire is a headline, screaming and static. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Embrace the unraveling, the sweet rot of expectation.
Men I Trust release Come Back Down promises psychedelic escape. While you float under dreamy tunes, remember that reality's gravity is always ready to yank you back into the mundane grind.
Nothing like a catchy tune to commercialize divine comfort, because salvation's never been more wallet-friendly or musically marketable.
The music industry debunks organic growth myth and sells curated playlists. When authenticity is a commodity, even rebellion comes with a price tag and a catchy algorithm-approved course.
New single Borrowed Dream by Anon drops promises escapism. When your reality feels like a nightmare, music becomes the lullaby that keeps you from waking up to the same old mess.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Desire is a headline, screaming and static. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Embrace the unraveling, the sweet rot of expectation.
Steve Martin and Bernadette Peters perform Cover, Then Nostalgia Sells Like Hotcakes. Nothing like a classic duet to remind us that, even in an age of chaos, the sweet sounds of yesteryear are just a click away.
Deftones unleash Passenger and fans buckle up for the ride. Alt metal
where the only thing heavier than the ribs is the existential dread, and every note is a reminder that life's a journey with no GPS.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Friday the 27th of February 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were used in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. And if you believe any of this is real, you might be the type who thinks the moon is a hologram. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.